Good morning everyone. I am Dr. J. Sobhana Devi, Associate Professor of English, SFA College for Women, Sivakasi. Today we are going to see a poem, A Valediction Forbidding Mourning by John Donne. Now let me get into the introduction of the poem. Introduction to John Donne. John Donne, his life period was between 1572 and 1631, occupies a prominent place in English literature as one of the most celebrated metaphysical poets. His career was diverse as his writing, encompassing roles as a scholar, soldier, and ultimately a cleric in the Church of England. In his early life, Donne served as private secretary to Sir Thomas Egerton, the Lord Keeper of the Great Seal. His early works, such as satires and elegies, reflected a worldly and rebellious tone. However, after converting to Anglicanism and taking holy orders in 1615, his poetry began a reflect profound religious meditation alongside explorations of human love. He went on to become Dean of St. Paul's Cathedral, producing sermons and prose works like Devotions upon Emergent Occasions and the famous meditation containing No Man is an Island. Now let us see about metaphysical poetry. I'll give you a definition on that. Donne's poetry is marked by intellectual wit, argumentation, and a daring use of metaphysical conceits, which is an extended metaphors that link abstract concepts to concrete images. His verse often carries a controversial tone, conversational tone, while tackling philosophical and theological themes. The rhythm of his poetry departs from strict meter, adopting irregularities that mimic natural speech. Recurring concerns in his work include love, death, faith, and the conditions of the soul. And now occasions and the title of the poem. This poem, A Valediction Forbidding Mourning, was written in 1611 when Donne was preparing to travel to France, leaving behind his wife Annie Moore Donne, who was pregnant at that time. The poem's title contains a paradox, valediction, which signifies a solemn farewell, while forbidding mourning resists the usual expression of sadness that accompanies parting. This paradox captures the central theme, that is love that rises above physical absence and does not require public displays of grief. And now here the speaker addresses his beloved directly, urging her to avoid tears and outward sorrow. Their love, he argues, is not bound by physical presence like sublunary or earthly loves, but it is spiritual and constant. Donne develops this argument through a series of analogies, culminating in an iconic compass image, that is a very famous image, one in literature. The poem consists of 9 quatrains with an AB rhyme scheme, mostly in iambic tetrameter, although Donne allows for metrical variation to keep a conversational tone. And when we come to the themes, the poem's central contrast is between spiritual and physical love. Ordinary lovers depend on physical closeness, but John Donne's speaker claims a bond that persists across distance. Themes of constancy and fidelity emerge through the rejection of public mourning, portraying love as sacred and private. The poem also embraces transcendence, suggesting that true love overcomes the constraints of space, time, and even death. In this way, separation becomes not a rupture but a test that affirms the strength of their connection. And when we talk about metaphysical conceits, Donne employs striking conceits to convey abstract ideas. First comes is the sickly virtuous men, which is the quiet, which refers to the quiet deaths of virtuous men, are likened to the couple's calm parting, which is given in the stanza 1. And in stanza 2, we have a reference, moving off the earth versus trepidation of the spears. Earthquakes represent the turbulence of ordinary lovers, while the harmonious movements of the celestial spheres represent refined spiritual love. That is what referred in stanza 2. And when we come to stanzas like 3 and 4, we have a reference or a conceit, which is gold to airy thinness beat. Here the poet says, their love stretches like gold, beaten thin without breaking, symbolizing resilience and expansion through absence. And the important conceit, which is the compass conceit. The beloved is the fixed foot, stable and guiding, while the speaker is the moving foot, venturing out yet always returning, which is what given in stanzas 7 to 9. This conceit powerfully expresses constancy in movement and reunion after separation. And the next one is language and poetic devices. Donne's language blends intimacy with intellectual depth. His use of Latinate dictions, words like profanation, sublunary, and trepidation adds weight to the poem's argument. The imagery draws on science, that is astronomy, metallurgy, religion, and domestic life. The poem's paradox lies in the idea that separation strengthens union, and the hyperbole, which elevates their love beyond ordinary understanding. And enjambment supports a conversational rhythm, while apostrophe directly addressing the beloved, which creates emotional intimacy. And John Donne crafts a farewell that is neither sorrowful nor sentimental, but deeply intellectual and emotionally resonant. Through a rich tapestry of metaphysical conceits, Donne redefines love as something unshaken by physical separation. The poem is a brilliant synthesis of philosophy, science, emotion, and faith, a testament to love that is spiritual, constant, and eternal. Thank you.